If you've been to Ajaccio before, what do you do when you go back? I'll tell you. For €1, you go for a wine tasting. Your ship normally stops in the same place. As you look out of the ship back to land, left-hand side there's a beach, but if you go across to the right, over the ferry, all across to the hills, there are vineyards. We're going to get a bus over there. Just to remind you of Ajaccio, it's small, and when you get off your ship, the town is right in front of you. You can get the open-top bus, and the little square is quite nice to stop in. You can buy a ticket for the train, which stops there, departs, and goes round and shows you everywhere that Napoleon visited as a young boy.
In Ajaccio at 9 o'clock, the electric train is very busy and you're queuing. But at 2 o'clock, it's begging for customers. So, good idea to leave it till the afternoon.
There's a little piece of beach along the side where I remember writing, I think it's in the third CSCI novel, Cruise Traffic. There's a chase sequence that takes place in the cathedral and ends on the sand. But that cathedral is where we're going to get the bus today. And you can get the bus number 2 or the bus number 4. We're going to grab the 2 because it's come first, but the 4 will get you closer to the vineyard. The number 2 bus will stop at the bottom of the hill and you've got a bit of a longer walk up. But essentially the bus is going to take you along the bay. So you can pick the bus up at any of the bus stops going that way.
So the bus fare is €1 per person. €1.
If you can find a cheaper excursion, you've done very well. So the number 2 is going to drop you here at this roundabout. Look for this sign, that's the name of the vineyard, and walk up the hill to the roundabout. Now it's a little bit of a climb. If you get bus number 4, you don't have to get up the hill because it's going to drop you there at the base station where they're building a cable car. But the walk's not far. You will soon be at the vineyard.
I think they think you walk very slowly on Google Maps, more like stroll, because it said it was going to take us 19 minutes to get here and it didn't, more like 9.
You're going to like this secret. Wait until we tell you the prices.
How fortuitous that we've gone on a bus adventure and ended up in a vineyard.
So unlike Eugene to stumble across another glass of wine, or in this case, 6 glasses of wine.
Guess who's here?
I'll tell you, it's our friends, Chloe and Richard and Jessie from the ship, the Queen Victoria, and they told us about this particular wine tasting. Yes, 6 glasses, 6 tasting glasses for €8. But if you buy a bottle of wine, you don't even get charged for the tasting. And we were lucky enough to then take the wine back on the ship. And this is a very small vineyard, family run. It's been in the family for years and years and years, although, as you're going to find out, the name of the family has just changed, the name of the wine hasn't. So they pick their own grapes with their own equipment from their own farm. It's pressed here, it's matured here in the vats, but it really doesn't leave Corsica because this is good wine, and good wine doesn't go, it stays. And you'll find this wine in some of the best restaurants in Corsica. So it's a real treat to find this particular tasting. If you do want some wine, they will ship it abroad to you, but you're not going to find it in a supermarket. What is the family name now?
The family name is Tyrrell de Poix.
And before it was?
And before it's the family Peraldi.
And this is because your daughter?
Because the last heir was a woman, okay?
Yeah.
And she married with the Count Tyrrell de Poix.
But will you keep the name of the wine the same?
Oh, the one don't change. Don't change. They keep the name in memory of the family.
Okay.
Le rosé.
It's aroma.
The price?
Pour une bouteille.
I might actually bring one back.
Now, although they do wine tastings, and really it is only €8 for 6 wine tasting glasses, and it becomes free if you buy a bottle or two, they don't do tours. The vineyard's not that big. It isn't that kind of vineyard. But if you ask nicely and you've bought a bottle of wine, you'll see it here being made and bottled. Here, the bottles are washed. Then we move on to the next phase where the bottles are filled. And the third stage, the corks are pressed into the top. Now this year, the wine is especially good, so they're not actually labeling the bottles until they've tasted it after a while. It could be ultra special. Some wines are kept in oak barrels, so this is their cellar. These barrels hold 225 litres each. And the barrels last about 5 years. After that, they sell the barrels on to whiskey makers. So, if you get the chance, come here to this vineyard, taste it. Here's the honey they make as well, because like most vineyards now, they keep bees and birds and encourage nature, because that helps their vine stay healthy. So this is a special eco-organic, since 2022, eco-organic farm. They make all their own things, they make it cleanly and nicely, it's family owned, and this will be a lovely morning out. The only bad news is it closes between 12 and 2. So this is going to be your morning. You'll get back to Ajaccio by lunchtime and on the ship for lunch. But what a morning out you will have had. And you'll probably have a bottle of wine in a bag to take home. Now, the way home is a lot easier because we're going to catch the number 4 bus from just up the road outside the vineyard. No long walk this time.
Which one do you like best?
Queen Victoria!
Oh,
Come on, the bus is coming.
4 everywhere. 4 everywhere.
L4. Okay, so we just spent £37 for 8 lots of wine tasting and 3 bottles of wine. 3 bottles of wine. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It was an unbelievably good morning. For all these special treats we find you, please like the film and subscribe to Doris Visits. And have a happy cruise. This statue in the middle of Virgin Square is to represent the river which flowed over where the park is, but was then diverted after the Great Floods in October in 1957. So this is the church in the Square of the Virgin, and it's beautiful inside. I used to love reading historical novels about the Borgias. They were so wicked. They all slept with each other. They were incestuous. They poisoned each other. And there were only 2 popes from Valencia, and one of them was Alexander Borgia. In theory, if I walk to the very end of this park, it's 47 minutes, I'll come out to where the shuttle bus stops. The market closes at 3, so if you want to go and visit the market, you need to go in the morning. We've just had a very interesting walking tour where we learned that paella is not the Spanish national dish. It's from Valencia, and the Spanish national dish is Spanish omelette. Also, we learned that paella does not have seafood in it. It has chicken and rabbit and garlic, a little bit of garlic. That is the traditional paella, and no chorizo, Jamie Oliver.
Against the glamorous backdrop of the Baltic cruise revival, a covert team races to stop a second attack on the $40 billion cruise industry. A compelling ensemble of flawed, deeply human characters. Think slow horses. They operate across a global stage with gritty momentum, but intellect trumps firepower. Its demand for sharp detective work is layered with opulence and geopolitical complexity, like The Diplomat, elevated to a global threat level with a ticking clock intensity of 0 day. Only this time, the battleground isn't a war zone, it's the public playground of cruise ships. The team leave Miami and fly to Germany. They pick up the ship in Warmerand. They sail up to Latvia doing one gig, then to Helsinki where they get the Tallink ferry across to Tallinn, pick up the train to Narva and into St. Petersburg. All they've got to do now is get out and back to the ship at Tallinn. This isn't just a cruise, it's a mission. This isn't just a mission, it's survival. On Kindle, paperback and audiobook. The Unexpected